Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we are talking about you will be judged no matter what. So, I feel like my generation is very obsessed with the idea of judgment and people judging you. And, it's in our language, the way we speak. So much of it is like, don't you judge me? Like, don't judge me. Are you judging me? What's going on? You know? And so, that whole concept has been quite effective in shaping my entire generation and how we see ourselves and how we see others. But no matter what, you will always be judged. People make instantaneous judgments as soon as they see you, as soon as their eyes meet your presence, you are being judged. Everything you say, you will be judged on. How you say it, if you say it with a specific accent or with a specific style. I've done videos about how I think I sound gay, and lots of other people don't think that. But, some people will immediately judge me and go, oh yeah, he's gay. And some people will judge me and have no idea. So no matter what we do, our clothes, literally every aspect of who we are, if we drive a vehicle, if we take a bus, where we live, the location, the neighborhood. Are we a dog person? Are we a cat person? How are we judged? How are we perceived? How do people view us? It is inescapable. And I'm going to argue through this video that it is not your job to care what other people judge you for, or how they judge you, or how they perceive you, because you cannot control that. I talk a lot about Taoism, and one of the big aspects of Taoism is that the universe will continue going on. You can't fight it. You can't change it. Might as well learn to just live with it. And so you have to learn to live with your judgment and the judgment of other people. There is really no escaping it. People will judge you to the day you die, and then after that too. It doesn't stop. It doesn't even stop at death. Judgment is something that we will never escape, quite literally. And so the best course of action is no action, is to do nothing, because it's irrelevant. People say things about me, about my family, about my dogs, about everything. And I don't listen to any of it because it's irrelevant. It doesn't make my life better. So why would I engage in it? And like I said at the beginning, my generation in particular is very obsessed with this whole judgment thing. And I would reason to guess that 90% of the friends that you have, the reason you have those friends is because they don't judge you, or at least they understand you, or they judge you favorably. They judge you well. They judge you accurately in your eyes. I think a lot of the reasons that we become friends with people is because we get along with them. And what is getting along with somebody? It is having that camaraderie, that friendship, that compassion, that understanding. And it's all based on judgment. It's all based on my perception of you. If you are my best friend and I have a favorable judgment of you and your decisions and everything, that's going to be good. But if you start to act totally different than how I think you to be, suddenly we're going to have a problem, and suddenly we won't be super close friends anymore, because suddenly I'm judging you in a different light, in a different way. And so while you have to kind of be aware of how others judge you, at the end of the day, it's their prerogative. It's their choice to judge you in this way or that way. And if they decide to judge you not so favorably and maybe harshly and maybe a little too critically, suddenly that whole idea of, do I want this person in my life? Do I want this friend? That really gets called into question. And that kind of sucks sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have like a way of sugarcoating that or talking about that. But at the end of the day, you can't control other people and how they perceive you. I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here. I realize this. But living your life on your terms and how you'd like to is probably the most important thing. I think today in this world, we are hyper fixated and focused on how people view us and judge us. I know in my first year of social media, that was like a really big thing I had to learn was you're going to be judged by everything you say and do, and none of it matters at all. None of it affects my life in my day-to-day world. When I go out, thankfully, I am not affected by what people say about me online or what they think about me or how they perceive me. And I really like that. I have to say, I enjoy not being judged based on all of that. When I come onto social media, I'm pretty careful of what information I'm taking in. I'm not going to take in information that's going to make me a neurotic mess or make me go crazy. I'm going to take in information that I'm actively seeking for. I'm not just going to passively pick up a bunch of insecurities and judgment, because that's just negative energy you don't need in your life. And I would recommend you do the exact same. I think you have to be really careful of what you perceive and how you go about it. We're basically taught in high school that, or in school in general, interacting with your peers, that we have to really care about our public persona. You know, you go to school wearing some new shoes and you're hoping that that sets a good impression and it sort of sets the vibe, when in reality, nobody cares about that. And you accidentally trip over the gym teacher or something, and then suddenly everyone knows you as just the klutzy, like, loser. True story, maybe not, who knows? So yeah, there's things that are like totally out of your control. Like, you're not going to be able to change judgment on many things. There are, of course, things that you can control if you choose to. Again, not really advocating for this, because you can't shape or change how people perceive you or view you in the world, at least without becoming like a totally fake version of yourself. And I think that leads to more problems than anything else. And yeah, that's basically where I want to leave it. But I just want to reiterate that people are going to judge you no matter what. You cannot control what they say or think about you. I don't think you'd want to control it anyway. I think that would be a really crappy job for anybody to have to do. And so the only alternative that you have in your life is to lead your life how you want, and not listen to the chatter in the side lanes, in the periphery, because it's just not worth it, and you're going to go mad trying to please everybody. So there you go. Basic, but universally important. Good refresher. I think it needs to be said. I think even I needed to hear it. You cannot control what people think about you, and you shouldn't have to, and you shouldn't want to. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you agree. Obviously, I always hope people agree, but if you have a good counterclaim or a counter argument, I'd love to hear it as well. And if you like the video, feel free to follow me on all the other sites, on Patreon for like being able to talk to me one-on-one. And yeah, as always, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.